My name is Hukin and I work at NSF Life Sciences as an Executive Director. I'm a microbiologist and a qualified person. My current role involves working with organisations across the pharmaceutical industry to support them with their quality and compliance needs. This could be pharmaceutical manufacturers, regulators or individuals requiring training. Prior to this role, I worked as a Director of Quality and QP, heading up teams of around 100 people, including analytical chemists, microbiologists, validation specialists and quality assurance personnel. The role of the QP in the pharmaceutical industry is mandated by law. Each pharmaceutical site of manufacture must have at least one QP to be able to legally perform manufacturing and/or importation of medicines. To ensure safe and effective medicines reach patients at the time when they are needed, pharmaceutical manufacturers must comply with strict guidelines. I help to ensure that pharmaceutical manufacturers are compliant with regulatory expectations and also that the medicines manufactured comply with their market authorisation. Due to the strict regulatory requirements in place to protect patient safety, pharmaceutical manufacturers often require support. This could be to prepare for a regulatory inspection, improve their quality management systems, or prepare for an update in legislation with which they need to comply. It could also be to help introduce a new manufacturing process or product, or help with training where there is a need to upskill personnel or reinforce best practices. Currently, a typical day could be preparing or delivering a training package to suit a client's needs. That can either be virtual or on-site, or it could be visiting a manufacturing site to audit their facility. Or it could also be reviewing a complex deviation on behalf of a client and providing them with guidance on next steps. In my roles as a quality director and QP, I was always site-based and was involved in supporting quality and operational teams in manufacturing medicines as per the registered requirements. In line with national laws, myself and my other QPs would certify batches of medicines, allowing them to be distributed to pharmacies across the world. Whilst a key part of the role is product certification and confirmation to regulatory compliance, arguably a bigger part of the role is the coaching and education of the team to encourage the right behaviours and promote the right quality culture. I've been involved in regulatory inspections. I've travelled to the USA, to India and to lots of countries in Europe, meeting lots of knowledgeable and interesting people. I've worked with many cross-functional teams to build and qualify new facilities and launch new products in countries which haven't previously had that product. I've also been lucky enough to see firsthand the impact that the medicines that I certify have on patients that use them. Seeing that makes the role of a QP very real. It's not just a batch review of documents, it's actually ensuring safe and effective medicines consistently get to patients to enhance or prolong their life. A science degree is mandatory to becoming a QP. You also need at least 2 years experience in industry, although this is commonly a lot longer, and also be a member of one of the joint professional bodies, the Royal Society of Chemistry, the Royal Pharmaceutical Society or the Royal Society of Biology. The process of applying to become a QP usually involves some form of academic training from providers such as NSF and lots of on-the-job training. On application, there's then an interview, usually with an assessor from each of the professional bodies. And if successful at interview, your organisation can then apply to the regulatory authority to add you to their manufacturing licence. My path into this role has been GCSEs, A-levels, a science degree in microbiology, a PhD in microbiology, and I then started my career in an NHS laboratory as a microbiology laboratory assistant. I then moved into pharmaceuticals as a microbiology laboratory manager, and after a few years transferred into quality assurance, supporting packaging operations initially, and then early phase development and clinical trial investigational medicinal products. I became a quality assurance manager and qualified as a QP at that time. I was then promoted into a quality director position where I also worked as a QP, and most recently I've moved into an executive director role at NSF, which is more a consultancy and training based role. If I could give my younger self any advice, it would be to be more confident. You know more than you think. Keep asking questions. This shows that you're engaged and interested and not that you're stupid. With hard work, you can achieve pretty much anything. And stick with your gut. If something feels wrong, it generally is wrong, and no amount of justification will make it right.